Okay, so I just shot the live, and there's a reason I always go back after and I review what I've just posted, or I review the content before I post it. It was probably like a 10-minute hi there. This is the live. I'm shooting it again. There was something wrong, and it was a 10-minute live, but it only shot 2 minutes of it and it was glitching. I just took it down, so now I'm on here praying that clearly somebody needs to hear this. So we're gonna just try this again. I don't know, that this has never happened to me before, but it was like the video kept glitching and auto replay. It was weird. So anyway, we're gonna try this again. So welcome in. I hope that we don't have any technical problems. Fun fact about your girl, I jam shit up all the time. So I have a feeling it's probably me. Let's go ahead and go ahead and put a little bit of selenite between myself and the camera. Okay? Okay. My goodness. So we have 3 cards. The reading was about making a decision. Somebody here is for real, legit, you are at a crossroad. You are at a juncture in your life, okay? So as I always try to remember before every reading starts, you're going to know if this is your reading. And if it is, and if it's not, that's okay. Not every reading is going to land with every single person that comes in. I would like that to be the case, but it doesn't always land that way. So now that we've prefaced this with that message, you need to make a decision. So somebody who is here or somebody who will come in as we intentionally launch this ripple out that it's supposed to find whoever needs to hear it, you're at a crossroads. And I feel like you guys, this is something you know that you need to do, and you are just confused. You're confused on how to speak it. And I say speak because we have the air elements. We have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You're having uncertainty. You're having reserve on, should I say this? Can I say this? Am I feeling confident enough to say this? Because in the Suit of Swords, we find all the little tricks that our mind, our ego plays on us. And I've said it on my healing channel. When we're in the space of our ego, our mind, the mind is set to divide. It's not in the space the heart is more of unification, heal, coherent, where this is more like separation and division. It creates fragmentation. So when we're trying to make decisions from our mind, it just gets in our way. We get in our own way, right? Self-sabotage. So there's something here about somebody is trying to move forward with something. And I know that's a really general statement, but there's a lot of people that are going to find this. There's a lot of people, and a lot of people means there's a lot of different stories and a lot of different ways that this could land. But the overall thing that you all have in common is you need to do this. You need to make a decision, okay? Don't take it from me. This is what's coming through. So I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to invite you. Think about something in your life right now that you know that you're shit, man, I need to have this conversation, because we have Gemini. As I said in the first live, Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, they're communicators. Gemini is the mutable or the flexible zodiac. Each zodiac is flexible or mutable. It is the cardinal, or it is the one that doesn't move, the fixed. So Gemini is the mutable energy, so they can roll with the flow. The Libra here, there's something that someone is either in the legal system, there's a legal contract, some kind of litigious, something is in the works, somebody could be going to court, there's an opportunity, some kind of contract. So this is connected to Libra. Libra is what? Libra is the scales. So maybe you're dealing with somebody who's a Libra, or maybe you're dealing with somebody where you're having to make a life-changing, bottom of the fucking tarot deck, you guys, tarot. Oh my God, this is a life-changing decision. And I said this the first time we shot this. You are being invited, not me. I'm just the mirror sounding this back to you all, okay? So you are being invited right now to make a decision, and you're having some reservation because you can't see the ending clearly. Now, humans, we are planners. We're we need to know what the outcome is before we make a goddamn decision. Unfortunately, you're being asked to use your creativity. You're being asked to use your vessel in a different way than just your eyes. It's creatively tap into your resources, reach out into your resources, okay? Now I'm thinking of a couple of people that I know right now are going through some shit legally. Some people, we're talking about assets, houses, cars, divorces, things that are splitting. So That's what I'm saying. So whatever your stuff is, whatever this is touching on for you that is some kind of legal issue, it could be, again, somebody just being truthful with you. You have to be truthful with yourself. As we got to the last little bit of the first reading I just did, this card came out. This is about looking in the mirror. So as I said in the first reading, this is a life-changing decision. What are you not willing to look at the mirror? There's something here you are being asked. And I feel like you know. Deep down inside, you know what it is you need to say. This conversation that needs to be had. This is also about a boundary. And somebody here is just having a really hard time. You are struggling implementing this boundary. I feel like there's a boundary. This is a life lesson. This could even be a karmic lesson. But the invitation here is, again, energetically, see how this is in the reverse? This means block. Block. It doesn't mean this situation isn't going to work out. It doesn't mean that at all. What it's feeling like is that you are in your own way on some level. Emotionally, you are like way too invested and you just can't see your way forward because emotionally you're too caught up in something emotionally, or you're too invested in something emotionally, right? Or as I said before, you're too much in the headspace. You're too much up in here. You're not thinking clearly about something. And this is where I said in the reel, but guess what? You have a wild card. Because now, whether I'm speaking to you, the boss bitch, or I'm speaking to somebody here, this energy is about to come in, okay? This is the Queen of Swords. Do you guys see her body language? She is the most masculine queen of the tarot. Of all the queens, she is the most masculine. Meaning, she doesn't play games. She's very direct. She's unemotional. So again, if somebody is very emotional and they're just like, I'm all over the place and their emotions are driving them and they can't logically or, have any kind of mental capacity to think through this, she's going to come in and she's like, I'm going to cut through this no nonsense. Let me go ahead and help you make a decision, right? So that's the energy that I said at the last reading that I thought I posted. She is here to kind of help remind you of your own personal authority. How yummy does that sound, right? This is your power card. Now, again, whether I'm speaking to you and you are the boss, or you are going to be the boss on somebody else's behalf, or I'm speaking to somebody who doesn't realize this energy is about to find them, she's about to find you. This could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could be a boss, it could be a coworker. So again, there's something here about speaking your truth. As we said, Libra is the powerhouse of diplomacy. They're like the neutral guys, right? So you've got Gemini that is like the chameleon. They can be this, and then they've got that opposite face of like, don't rock the boat because you're going to find out hard and quick. Then you've got the Libra, which is like diplomacy. Let's be neutral, everybody. Let's play fair, speak your truth. And then you have the rebel, the Aquarius. It's like, I do me. I show up when I'm ready. I, march to the rhythm of my own drum. I don't go outside of myself for approval. So you've got all those kind of personalities and energy types within just the air zodiacs coming in with this queen, okay? So please remind yourselves, whatever this situation is, that it is clearly a decision that needs to be made, regardless if you're having a hard time making it or you just can't clearly see exactly what your next steps are. She's got you. She's got you. Okay. So that is the reading. I just want to talk about judgment real quick. I'm going to go back up to the major arcana. I say this sometimes in the readings when I can remember. Major arcana, when we have abundance of them, and we have 3 of them. This is large and in charge subject matter. So this means collectively, no matter who you are, where you live, what's going on in your life, this is a universal message. Change is coming. Change is inevitable. Change, we're always in a cyclical, right? Continuation of continuation of a continuation of a continuation. Nothing stays the same forever, right? We all know that. But this is like, this change, this decision you are needing to make, if you haven't already started that process, is going to be life-changing. Maybe you decide to leave your job. That's life-changing. Maybe you decide to end a relationship. That's life-changing. Maybe you decide to move and travel. That's life-changing, okay? Maybe you put a boundary in place and you're no longer willing to do X, Y, and Z. That can be life-changing. So let's go to 20, last little bit, and then we're going to let you guys out of here. Judgment, there's not a zodiac specifically that's connected to this energy. But then, as I said in the first live, this is about self-assessment. So here's the other part of this. I'm glad that I went to my notes. You are being invited right now to reflect inward. So remember we talked about this energy here, about you're trying to call something in and manifest something, but you're having a hard time seeing it play out. Well, that's because you have to go in and assess where you need to change. So you need to look in the mirror, as we said a second ago. So my invitation to you all is, where are you not looking? What part or aspect of yourself or your daily living, your habits, things you do, are you in denial about, right? Bottom of the barrel. This is like emotional, you're in a slump, you know, like she's drinking or whatever, like baggage. She's got a bag here. It's like there's some kind of baggage, programming, patterns. Somebody here is not willing to look at it. It's like you downplay. You're like, no way, man. She can't be talking to me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. There's something that you are emotionally not willing to look at, emotionally, because it could be big. It could be big. So now I'm talking to my water people here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and my air people. There's something emotionally up in the air. And we need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. As I've said in a million of these tarot readings, 5 is about what, my dears, my loving, energetic peoples? What is 5 connected to in numerology? Change. What have we said? What you don't change, you what? You choose. What you don't change, you choose. So you're being invited to make a change. It is emotional one based, right? It's emotionally charged. You're at a crossroads. The time is now. And this is calling you. This is an invitation for you to look in. You need to assess, self-assessment. If this is a situation, if you're dealing with a person, as I said, but something said you need to repeat it again. If I'm talking to somebody here who's dealing with a person, this could be a legal matter. This could be contractual. It could be, again, like when people separate and it gets messy and you have to untangle your stuff, like assets and who gets what, and you're dividing that, right? Something here about, a referee. I mean, I could be talking to somebody that maybe is a referee or a person close to you that is passing unsolicited information, okay? So that can get in the way when we're in the headspace, is like we're being influenced by too many people, right? Just like this guy, he's like, you're being influenced. There's so much going on, right? So again, trust this energy. This is a divine female, Queen Bee. She's coming in. If I'm not speaking to you, you are going to be kicking some for somebody else on somebody else's behalf. That is the reading. We tried to get this out the first time. Tower moment. I don't really feel like we need to talk about that too much. That is self-explanatory. Big surprise. Hey, guess what? You've been holding on to this so tightly. Unfortunately, it's time to be done with it. You've got to be done with it. You've got to be done with it. If you want forward movement, you've got to, right? Number 1's in numerology, deals with I. It's the self. You have got to go in and be honest with yourself. You have to look at yourself and go, okay, shit, Michelle was talking some real truth tonight. Like, okay, yup, I've got to do this, right? This is the work that needs to be done. Okay, so that is the reading. These were at the bottom of the tarot the first time, my friends, when we were doing this reading. I just want to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I feel like, darn it, like, why did my camera have to do that? Obviously, I needed to reshoot this. All right, we don't ask, we just roll with it. I think that's it. The Tower, we already did that. 5 of Cups, that's kind of hitting the bottom. Reassessment, the Queen, yep, she's the boss. The Magician, tapping into, yeah, we've already done it. So that is the reading. So I hope this has resonated with you guys. I hope that you are taking this with light and love, right? I'm not here to tell any of you. It's not my job to tell you. Obviously, I'm very passionate about what I do. So I'm like, right? Take my attitude and my personality with a grain of salt, okay? I'm just very passionate about the content, and I'm hoping that this is more of an invitation and a reminder. You are powerful. You are strong. You have everything you need inside to make decisions on your own behalf. And if you're feeling like you're in a place where you're not able to do that creatively, energetically, spiritually, mentally, trust she's got your back, whoever this person is. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and review this and make sure that this is legit. We're going to post it. Enjoy the recap. I already shot the recap, so that's posted. All right. I'm going to twinkle myself out of here. My little Care Bears. Have a good night, everybody. See you soon.